Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command Orion Pirates Plus Mod. I'm Admiral Tirak from the heavy battlecruiser USS Green and the frigate USS Fokker and the USS Argus. So I was thinking about that heavy bombardment cruiser that we ended up getting, and I was starting to puzzle about why I really wanted it, and the reason was the eight heavy photon torpedoes. After all, who wouldn't want 8 heavy photon torpedoes? But then I started really looking at that equipment list, and I noticed that it didn't have some basic quality of life things like, anti-missile defense systems, and we've seen just how important those can be. After doing a little bit more looking into things and testing it around in skirmish, I was not really sold on the ship anymore. I was super excited for it, but then after trying it out, it was like, oh my god, this is a mistake. So because we had the problem with having to sell one of our destroyers after just buying it because we were running into issues where it suddenly popped into the flag spot, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to the autosave, which happened just before we bought everything, and I'm going to go and fix this. And that's what I did. I went in there and instead bought a XCA, the same type of ship that we had prior that was an X ship, and we're also hauling a destroyer, which is an XDD, and the frigate is an XFE, so essentially we are back to where we were before we got entirely destroyed. So, with that out of the way, we're going to get back to this territory and see if we can't flip it. This is not quite what I wanted to start with, though, because I'm still worried about that dreadnought. And if that dreadnought is guarding this base, well, things could get rough. So we're a full X squadron again. Us and our big bad self. Can't quite maintain full speed because of these heavy photon torpedoes, and shutting, half of them off would be, well, a big waste. Charging up that big old phaser A, heavy phaser, long-range beam type of weapon, and nobody's in range yet. Got the squadron maneuvering around behind us, getting set up. I'm going to pump up a little bit of power because the phaser Gs are fully charged now, and thus they do not require the full amount of power draw. I thought I saw something. I did. Okay. Heavy cruiser. Okay, so this is probably like straight up Katinga. That's what I'm going to guess, just based on, the coloring and everything. We'll take a look to the side. Oh, no, it's not. It's a D6V. No idea. I'm going to guess carrier, because, V, which generally tends to speak carrier to us in the language that we are familiar with. Speak a bit more. He's got shields. There's the asteroid base. Anybody around him? The probe says no. Okay. Wow. Okay. Not even gonna bother prepping the scatter pack for this. He is way out of date. I mean, the two B-type anti-missile defense systems are nice. I mean, they really are. But it's not like I'm gonna kill you nice. Seriously? 4 disruptors and 3 phaser X's. Buff that forward shield, because he's about to get in range. There's his fighters. Yep, he's a carrier. Miss. Yeah, shouldn't have been shooting from that range. Why would you? Just want to double check something. Upper left-hand corner will be that base. I'm expecting, quite frankly, a one-pass annihilate you sort of deal. Are you seriously going to try and knock out my frigate? Wow, you're not dead. I was expecting you to be dead. Okay, that's that. But our front port shield is down. No damage to the actual ship. So they wiped out the shield, but they couldn't actually hurt us. Would you like to join us, please? And we're going to do the siege thing, where we sit at, well, medium range and just lob fire down. We've got heavy photon torpedoes to do it with. Yeah, we're going to pull up to, I'm thinking I'm thinking range 30, but, you know, whatever floats your boat. And then we'll just stop, slow down or whatever, and just calmly plink away. Because why not? Look at that damage. 32 damage from a maximum, from like just proximities. You are not punching through my forward shield yet, so I am not concerned. Still not punching through. We are actually too close at this point. So we're just going to full stop here. Okay, we can take that. And we'll add in this phaser to the mix. Because she's taking damage. Select primary control group. Bounce it. Secondary control group. Just stay facing it, guys. I'm gonna do this the safe way. Just gonna bash this thing to pieces, frankly. That's the one downside to these sorts of like fights, because this is kind of boring, right? But it's necessary when you think about it. Because if we just go charging in there, all hell for leather and all that, we could get killed like we ran into that base station. Now, I'll grant you, this is only, what, 4 phaser 4s and 4 phaser 3s. Neither of which are particularly in shape anymore. But it could be dangerous. And being cocky is what had us lose our last X-type battle group. So we're not going to be cocky. We're going to be conservative. We're going to sit back here. We're going to lob in the fire. And, yeah. It's going to be a little bit slower, but it'll be safer. And, again, safety is important. Safety first in the Federation. There it goes. So, there, took out the asteroid base complex with long-range fire. Not a care in the world. And 126 because they're like, yeah, we know that you're really good. So, we have finally taken the Klingon Empire out of this sector. I don't know why it's got little black bars on the inside of it. That's interesting. Doesn't matter though. Head north. Blaze a trail into the Klingon Empire. And we are right on the border. Planetary assault. Okay. Could be dangerous. Could be really dangerous. Depends on the planet. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little concerned about this planet. Because... oh, we have support. So, the Insouciant, the Fortress, and the Celerity. Cool. Very nice. Planet Phaser 3, maybe? I don't know. I don't know much about enemy planets. Frigate, light cruiser, heavy cruiser. This looks like a proper D7. Is it a proper D7? It is a proper D7T. Not you. I want the important one. Ah, there's 2 combat groups. They also have a heavy cruiser. They've got a more modern type heavy cruiser. So we are going to kick it over this way. Get in tighter to that Hydran squadron over there. Because we don't want to find ourselves in a position where we're caught out. By flying with the Hydrans, well, we can maximize what's going on. People, keep over here. We're working in formation. D7T RK. Okay, so this is one of their one of those kind of annoying Romulan refit or Romulan transfer ships. At some point during the Galactic War or in the peacetime, the Klingons and the Romulans strike a deal to trade designs and cloaking technology and heavy weapons ships. Which is why you run into these D7 types that just are like loaded to the gills with plasma. And you sometimes run into these Romulan type ships that are armed with disruptors. I really wish you would get closer before you fire that weapon. It's devastating up close. Okay, let's stay focused, guys. Yeah, we're gonna stay focused. Focus on the battle cruisers. You know, that's what we are. Even though it's so tempting just to light you up. Okay, not that tempting. So, rip into him. Come around. He'll expose himself to my Gatling phasers. And we're out of range for long-range Gatling fire. Are you the heavy cruiser, or are you the heavy cruiser? You are the heavy cruiser. We're going to slow down a bit, get some better arming of the weapons. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Now I realize why everything seems so gosh darn loud. So we're sort of zipping through this fight, picking on whoever we can at this point, which means I should release these guys, loose formation again, hit whatever you want. We're here to just cause havoc now. This D7 is way out of here. We're going to move in, we're going to punch him out. Because he is the Katenga type. We know this because he's got 3 forward-firing photon torpedoes and 2 rear-firing ones. And it's generally a decent bet that if you've got rear-firing photon torpedoes, you're probably one of the motion picture version ships. And that's why you exist. And we need to pass this on our starboard side. Yep. Oh, he's in trouble. He's in a bad way. Okay. He's no longer bothering us. On to the Challenger. Challenger's zipping through the fight. He's pretty decently armed. 4 disruptors for long-range work, 4 missile launchers for close-range stuff. Punch through his shields. Ooh, Argus needs to, like, play a little bit further on the edges, please. And I'm going to focus on him, this DDWX, because he's focusing on Argus. And we're going to plow through this, probably, unless we can make that turn. We made that turn. Nice. Okay. On to this DDWX. What's your name, boy? The Dual Slayer. So we opened up one of his shields. Heavy photon torpedoes are coming online now. Got a heavy photon torpedo right into that back. So he's in a bad way. Pulling in the front of the Argus, give him some protection for those missiles. Argus really pull away. We're maintaining a higher speed, and we're going to go ahead and take these photon torpedoes offline. We need the power for speed, we don't need the firepower. So that'll free up quite a bit of power for us. And I've got a starboard side phaser. Not a port side one that's ready. Aside from the Gatling phasers, which we're going to turn. Gonna give him all the shots on that one. It's 8 Gatling phaser shots, and the forward ones, firing in their rear corner arc. So as you can see here, they've got a little tiny sliver of rear firing arc. Okay. Where's the Argus? Oh, are you getting picked on by this D5 now? You might be. So let's flow in on this fight. Yeah, he is. Let's flow in on this fight and tell him not to pick on our friends. Like that. And then we're going to broadside him with the Gatlings. It's such a nice weapon. I do wish you could fire in the forward arc, because that would just make them far more useful. But still, being able to blast them with all your forward weapons and then come around for these turns and lay into them with those Gatling phasers at close range, so good. In the next campaign, if I'm not playing Federation, I'm going to miss these Gatling phasers a lot. Although the Hydrons have a lot of them. They invented them after all. So of course they've got a lot of them. So, we've laid you down low. You're still fine, but we don't care. Deselect the missiles. There. That was the last one. How are you doing? Show me Argus. Ugh. Argus is in a bad way, there's no denying that. So many systems lost. Kind of want to transport over just to see how he's doing, but we're not going to, because that would be, well, dangerous. Let's go ahead and bring these photon torpedoes online. Wow, Argus really did get chewed up there. Fokker didn't. Fokker got through that fight without too much trouble. So now we're going to slowly let them go first, because we would prefer it if they could fight ahead of us. Much easier on us. I hope. You are going ahead of us, right? Yeah, they are. Doing 20 to R15. So, photon torpedoes selected, proximity mode selected. 3 hits. And they've got shields. We're going to slow down because, again, we're going to let these guys do the close-in work while we support from afar. Especially with how damaged my little fleet is at this point. And we're being pretty damn accurate. So we will go ahead and tell them, power up your special weapons. On my command, and we will just focus all firepower. Oh, we're punching through. 37 damage is punched through in the last hits. Some nice work. Yeah, we've got a hole here. We're firing through a hole in the planet. Enough hits to deal 40 damage from range. Isn't that such a wonderful thing? Now, it has been brought to my attention that the Community Edition mod team for Starfleet Command Orion Pirates, they have actually come up with a fix for this screen here where it doesn't actually give me any information about the planet. They've very kindly given me access to the file so that if I want to download and test it and install it, I totally can, and that is something that I would like to do. My only concern is I have never really modded Orion Pirates before. Orion Pirates Plus mod is my first mod on Orion Pirates, so I'm not really sure about what might mess things up and what won't. So I'm really hesitant to start installing more things on top of it, even if it is fantastic quality of life upgrades, like the upgrade to the UI, like this amazing change to the border down here so it appears as a more natural panel rather than just dropping off the edge of the screen, and higher planet textures. I mean, they're doing some really cool work, and I would totally love to put it on here, but not in a campaign that's gone so far. Because if I mess something up, then all of this work that we've done, all of these wonderful missions we've been through together, will all be for naught. However, with that said, I'm totally down for doing it as soon as I can finish this campaign. Which, again, comes into with you guys trying to help me to decide what are we going to do for the next campaign. But that won't be for probably another, I'm going to guess, 10 episodes or so. I have no idea. I've never really actually gotten this far in this campaign. I normally get bored and move on. But I'm having a lot of fun with this mod. So yeah, but again, thanks to the Community Edition patch team. because I really do appreciate them sort of watching my stuff and saying, hey, here's this cool stuff that we've got, we'd like you to try it out. And I totally do want to do it, but just not on this campaign, because I don't want to mess anything up. But in the future, you know, wouldn't it be awesome? Better planetary textures, better information here. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Just gotta keep blasting everything we got here. Now, my one concern with these guys and planets is, you know, we don't want to accidentally hit the planets. Okay, we are there. We're in range. Beaming. They will capture the planet. It will all be good. Please don't hit the planet. And yeah, we've captured a planet. Which is great, because now we've got a foothold in the southern tier of the finality part of the Klingon Empire. From here, we can commence pretty much all operations, which makes life easy. We don't have to go back, you know, 3 tiles behind the lines to a friendly starbase. We've got it right here. 495 prestige, that's nice. Didn't flip the tile, okay. Argus does need some TLC. I really kind of can't justify not going back, because if we get into a fight, well, Argus is in a bad way. I don't want to delay too long on this. Okay, what do we got? I think I see very familiar things. And if I'm right... Okay. We have the Hellbore monster, who fires Hellbore cannons. At least I think he is. Almost positive he is. We have the Phaser monster, we do know. And a heavy cruiser. Now this is an Andromedan ship. I am not super familiar with all of the eccentricities of FASA and Starfleet Battles, but I do know that the Andromeda ships are supposed to be like terrifyingly deadly. Because whenever they were described by people like Firesoul and any of the forum posts I ever noticed him doing when he sort of talked about what he was doing with this mod, an Andromeda ship was supposed to be sort of a big deal when it showed up. We sort of saw that last time. Anybody remember that fight against the Phaser monster, the huge white ship, the Intergalactic Juggernaut, and the other green ship? Well, that was an Andromeda ship there. And its fighters completely wiped out one of our shields in just one go. And remember, we were flying a heavy dreadnought at the time? Yeah. We gotta babysit Argus a bit. How are you doing? Transporter room. I do want to practice this because I'm not entirely sure how much work it's gonna take. There we go. So we're beaming out supplies to him. There, he's got 3 spare parts. That should help him fix his ship. In the meantime, we need to buff the forward shield. And I do need to know, are you Plasma, are you Hellbore? You're Disruptor. Never mind. Totally wrong. It's a Disruptor monster. Oh yeah, the Hellbore is the gigantic geometric square thing. So he's practically completely undangerous. Not concerned at all. He is dangerous. We know this much because he's got Phaser 4s, and we know what heavy Phaser 4s do. The Andromeda ship, well, they had PPDs, which are pretty dangerous, and the fighters were especially dangerous. I don't want to fire these at him. Okay, there we go. And we've still got our heavy weapons ready to shake and bake. Scatter packs are ready. Can't use the scatter pack on him super effectively, because you know all of these phasers. He's got 1 phaser 4. Okay, so this is not the huge one. This is just big. And by big, I mean moderately big. So I'm gonna try and blast open you from the front. Okay, good show there. And on to these guys. Now these guys do make me worried. Because we saw what they can do. I mean, they totally lit up my world the last time. Oh wow, our front is already heavily damaged. So we're going to mix up that. I think we have enough because we have command links with these fighters. Zahida made a mistake trying to beam a mine out in front of us, and that exposed him. Unfortunately, we don't have any flank G-types that are ready to go, otherwise we would totally rip into him. Now, if you want a race that you really need to be dangerous with about mines, the Romulans utilize something called the nuclear space mine. They can only drop it out the back of the shuttle hatch, but it's hugely powerful. Yeah, I don't think this Andromedan ship has much of a chance against us. We outnumber, we outgun. Yeah, I do know that the Andromeda Galaxy ships were supposed to be like a big threat in either FASA or Starfleet Battles. Not 100% sure which, but I do know they were dangerous. So we're coming through like this. We're going to unselect the missiles because we want to keep more of them. And let all of these weapons do the work. Good shell. No real trouble there. Got in there. The Argus was able to take some time and repair. And we're going to zip back down to the planet down here. Surprise reversed, we're going to take that. Going to rush in with a surprise reversed. Start charging at the power. Who we got? Well, we're surprising Klingons. And we got a heavy cruiser and a whole bunch of frigates. So how you doing, Argus? You still need about 3 spare parts. So, transporters are not yet ready. It hasn't been a turn yet. Come on, finish charging. We really do want to keep them going. Seriously, transporters are not ready? Did we beam over like 4 of them last time? I guess they charge up in sequence and stock up. Come on, finish charging. We will also prep a scatter pack because I get not a marine boarding shuttle, scatter pack shuttle. Let's get up to speed. Remember how I was slagging off on the on those fast cruisers? Well, they would be kind of ideal for this sort of situation now, wouldn't they? Full power. We have a long amount of distance to cover. Not great. We are attacking MDW, so he's a mauler. They're going after the E3Rs. That's fine. And we're going to slow time back down again. Almost hit the tactical cogitator button. Some of you are going to get that reference. Others will have no idea. Don't worry about it. It's not super important. But it is a thought for what I may do next. Or may do in addition. Haven't decided. Not important. So let's get in there. Let's rip this mauler open. Like a can opener with attitude. Deselect that. Wow, we missed a lot of them. I think he's mostly neutralized. Okay. You don't have a chance, I don't think, to fully stop this. So we're going to send that your way. Keep slowing down. This one will go offline because we are not even charging it yet. You're pretty cool. I'm going to continue back working on the smaller, since it is, after all, a heavy cruiser. And we will deselect this, and meant to deselect, not select only here. Pass over, let the phaser Gs do the final gutting. They're good at that. They really are. You guys have targets, right? Yeah, they're attacking E3Rs. We're going to go after the G4R because it looks bigger, more dangerous, more deadly. Actually, it does look kind of cool, doesn't it? From their perspective. This sort of like brings things into perspective, doesn't it? It's like, oh my god. It would be terrifying if we ever had to do like a surprise reversed, except we were the ones who got surprised. Just sitting there watching them zip through the formation, just utterly annihilating things. Just heavy phasers. Still not quite sure what they're useful for. And we're going to do another one of those overfly passes back to the normal ship. And let the G-type phasers do their job. Well, actually, technically their job is missile defense, but this works too. So another great little sortie. Had to end a little bit early because the Argus took a ton of hits. But that's the price of doing business out here. And we do take the tile, so that is nice. It'll be an asteroid to base defense, but we're gonna bring it in here, patch up the ships real quick. Shipyard, do you have a second XDD? You do. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Supply. Thank you, Fokker, but your name is a little bit too dangerous. So we will now go to the shipyard. We will scroll down to that XDD and purchase. USS Grant. Now we are fielding a real force. The next upgrade for these ships will be making them all XCAs. But considering each XCA is 4,365, that's going to be a little bit more difficult to accomplish. But hey, 2 X-type destroyers and an X-type cruiser. Who wouldn't want that kind of battle group? So this is the current situation as things stand. We have wiped out resistance in the south. It is no more. And now we're going to be pushing to swing back up into the Klingon Empire. Gotta secure this planet here. Likely would be a nice pickup, although it would start to get kind of behind the front. This station here, we've probably managed to batter our way through most of these stations. I don't imagine there's too many left. Maybe one here or so that's sort of holding back the line. But we'll be heading back up north in the next episode to get back into that fight and deal as much damage as we can. I've been Tirak. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode.